Southwest Airlines is one of the most stunning success stories in the annals of American commercial aviation. But 4 decades ago, it was just a small regional company attempting to carve out a niche.
Really, the successes of Southwest started very organically. It was rooted in perseverance. It was rooted in just trying to come into existence. What it's evolved into is a process and a series of processes that really enhance what has worked and minimize what hasn't, based on solid business decisions.
Many of those business decisions revolve around financial measures such as variance analysis and return on investment. But part of that evolution and the processes that Brad referred to also include recognizing the importance of non-financial measures.
Southwest has this balanced scorecard approach where we look at the different perspectives as well, moving through the business model, and it touches everything that we do.
The balanced scorecard, a broad-based measurement approach used to evaluate performance, is a popular method used by over 50% of the largest companies in the United States. In basic terms, it incorporates financial and non-financial measures in an integrated system that links performance measurement and a company's strategic goals. Performance is evaluated from a series of perspectives, the four most common being the financial perspective, or the most traditional view of the company; the customer perspective, which evaluates how well the company is performing from the viewpoint of customers, who compare price, quality, product innovation, customer service, and other dimensions. The internal process perspective evaluates key operating processes, such as product development, production, delivery, and after-sale service. Finally, the learning and growth perspective evaluates how well the company develops and retains employees. Let's take a look at the balanced scorecard in action at Southwest. From the financial perspective, fuel and labor are the largest costs, so the focus is on making flights as efficient as possible.
More sophisticated extensions that look at capacity modeling, how many people are going to fly on our aircraft, when and where, and then we use those to understand how individual flights and how individual airports contribute to the profits of the business. But also, that translates to the customer experience, making sure that those metrics are being addressed.
This type of translation is common because balanced scorecard objectives are linked across perspectives in order to tie performance measurement to company goals, goals which can easily be communicated to flight and ground crews.
Customers have never been shy about letting us know what they want, but if you're not providing a service that people want at the time that they want it, how they want it, then you're not ultimately going to be financially successful. And so we have teams that inquire often, we have teams that observe, we have teams that measure what's working and what isn't, and constantly there is this refining of the business model. And then we have a number of internal processes. Another perspective here on this balanced scorecard approach, which really speaks back to what customers told us they wanted out of the business model.
A good example of customer feedback leading to changes internally occurred when Southwest Airlines decided to change their longtime open seating policy.
It's a little sensitive, but the term cattle call had often been applied to our boarding process. People actually made fun of it at the time, but it was efficient. It worked for us. But this is one that you really had to get out of the box of thinking like an airline and doing it differently. What we found in the end was it wasn't assigned seating that was the issue. It was the fact that people didn't like the way they were having to board the aircraft. So we totally revolutionized that.
Southwest chose a system where passengers board the airplane in A, B, or C group based on how early they check in online. Once on board, they are still free to choose their own seat. The new system was a hit, but Southwest continues to garner feedback and refine it further, like when they introduced the early bird option.
And that's a recent enhancement, and it speaks back to the perspective of the financial health. Looking for incremental revenue, we are able to offer a service to people who would like to have that without being retributive or punishing the people who decide not to use it. If you elect to pay the early bird fee, which is $10 on top of any fare, we reserve a sooner place in the line for you to board the aircraft.
Of all the perspectives of the balanced scorecard approach, in a way, the learning and growth perspective may be the most important to Southwest because it involves employee retention.
Ultimately, the success of Southwest isn't on a spreadsheet, it's in the smiles of our employees, but you also see those smiles for years and years and years.
At Southwest, employee satisfaction is the priority. even above customers and stakeholders, because they believe happier employees provide better customer service and higher profits.
Southwest has a very low turnover. Success of this company really is predicated on the fact that our employees know that they are going to come first.
The airline business involves cutthroat competition and razor-thin profit margins. But tools like the balanced scorecard help companies like Southwest improve their numbers by looking beyond the numbers, making decisions across multiple perspectives.
And of course, every one of these decisions, every one of these new policies, every metric, every forward-looking statement ultimately goes back to the growth. And we learn from what we've done in the past. And so this is one of the successes Southwest Airlines holds very dearly as we move forward.